The horror in Ukraine is getting worse as Russia continues its campaign of indiscriminate bombing. Last night, Russia targeted a theatre in the southern Ukrainian city of Mariupol, where roughly 1,000 people had been taking shelter in that theatre. It's not known now how many people have died in that explosion. Here's the latest on the Ukraine war from Sky News UK.
Moscow says that it is not targeting civilians in Ukraine. But this morning, Russian forces shot and killed 10 people in the city of Chernihiv as they stood waiting in line for bread. We have independently verified this video. We don't know what happened in the moments leading up to the attack, but nothing has emerged to suggest that this was anything other than murder in cold blood. 21 days now, and this attritional war grinds on. Russian forces continue to shell Ukrainian cities with no regard for what they hit. But Western intelligence says that they have barely advanced in the past 24 hours because the Ukrainian resistance is holding up. Independent analysts have said that at least 15 Russian helicopters were destroyed when Ukrainian artillery hit this base outside the town of Kherson. These satellite images show the fires still burning.
I spoke with Halyna Yanchenko, deputy head of Ukraine's parliamentary majority, a few weeks ago. She joined us then live from Kiev. She's joining us now from Western Ukraine. Thanks for joining us again, Halyna. Presumably you've left Kiev for your safety. Don't want too much detail about where you are, but presumably you've moved to a safer part of the country as the Russians, we understand, are moving in from the outskirts of Kiev to the centre of the city.
Actually, I moved to the western part of Ukraine to help with the initiative that I started at the very first day of war. The very first day of war, I found myself in Kiev, 5 a.m. in my bed, hearing explosions in Kiev. And I realized that this invasion, this war will be a full-fledged war, which actually turned into a terror against innocent civilian population, not only in Mariupol and eastern Ukraine, but also in the big amount of regions, north, east, and south of Ukraine. So I have started an initiative called for Ukrainian refugees. This initiative helps them to find free of charge shelters and accommodations in cities that are relatively safe in Ukraine, but also abroad. So I'm here in Western Ukraine to see how this initiative is working and to help people find better accommodation and improve their initiative. And we see that on a daily basis, thousands of Ukrainians are moving closer to the western part of Ukraine, but also to Europe. They are running away from shelling. And it's a big strategy to also report that we are unable to evacuate people from yet another number of cities. Mariupol is only one of the cases where we are pretty much unable to evacuate peaceful civilians because Russian occupants are blocking all the ways in and out of city. They are really conducting terror there. Recent reports of deputy mayor of Mariupol says that the number of victims of Russian occupants in Mariupol only have reached 20,000. 20,000 civilians became victims of Russian occupants in only one cities. And we have the situation like that in actually dozens of cities. You've seen the shots from Mariupol yesterday.
Halyna, it's such a desperate situation, and of course it's getting worse. Your president's made his impassioned plea to the US Congress for more assistance. Are you getting enough assistance from the US and from other NATO countries?
Well, we are getting some assistance, but you see that Russian occupants keep bombing and keep shelling Ukrainian cities and keep conducting massive executions of civilians. Russian troops are not fighting with Ukrainian army or Ukrainian military guys anymore. They are killing civilians. Yesterday, what they did with this theater in Mariupol, the reason why they did that, because they've got information that about thousands of Ukrainian civilians are hiding in this theater. And people were forced to go to theater to hide in the theater because about 80% of houses of residential buildings in Mariupol are already destroyed and ruined, pretty much to they are totally smashed. So people are finding other places to hide from Russian bombs and Russian missiles. People are hiding in churches, in hospitals, in theaters, in all other kind of places. But Russians are attacking these buildings on purpose to increase the number of victims and to horrify Ukrainians and the whole world. However, we will fight till the end, and we will never surrender.